Section 1, Practice 1, Question 1. What's Martha like? Is she very punctual?
1. How come? 2. She is never on time. 3. She likes fruit.
Question 2. Do you prefer dating someone about your age?
1. I prefer to date someone I know very well. 2. I don't know how old she is. 3. Someone younger than me would be better.
Question 3. I heard you're taking an advanced chemistry course. How have you found it so far?
1. I know how to take care of it. 2. I need to be on the wagon. 3. I've bitten off more than I can chew.
Question 4. What time is the train due?
1. It arrived by 9:15 a.m. 2. It should arrive at 9:15 a.m. 3. The delay is 15 minutes.
Question 5. How do you know if a film is suitable for children?
1. There is a rating system shown on the DVD cover. 2. The picture indicates the type of film it is. 3. The shorter the film, the better it is for children.
Question 6. Could you give me a lift to the station tomorrow morning?
1. Yes, of course. What time should I pick you up? 2. I think so. When do you need pickup? 3. Yes, I can. What time will you pick me up?
Question 7. Have you been on holiday yet this year?
1. No, we had the vacation in July. 2. Yes, we are planning to go next month. 3. No, we have no plans to go until later this year.
Practice 2. Question 1. I will catch up with you later.
1. I'll slow down. 2. I'll look forward to seeing you soon. 3. You must walk faster.
Question 2. This is a bargain. It is good quality and not very expensive.
1. It costs too much for me to buy it. 2. It is a good value for my money. 3. It is not cheap enough for me to purchase it.
Question 3. He has an annoying habit of always being late. Punctuality isn't so important.
1. He is always on time because he knows how important it is. 2. He knows punctuality is important, which is why he is often late. 3. He is never on time despite it being important.
Question 4. The office is closing this year. I am planning to take early retirement.
1. Do you want to finish work when you reach retirement age? 2. I hope you have good luck when you look for a job. 3. Then you will have enough time to take a trip.
Question 5. It is quite tiring for me to listen to her. She talks 19 to the dozen.
1. I absolutely agree with you. 2. She is very young. 3. She looks very tired.
Question 6. The guest was complaining so much that I had to bite my tongue before I said something I would later regret.
1. I think that you were very rude. 2. What was he whining about? 3. That's exciting news.
Question 7. How has the credit crunch affected interest rates around the world?
1. I lost my credit card too. 2. Do you want to read interesting books? 3. Interest rates in many countries have fallen a great deal.
Practice 3, Question 1.
It's terribly stuffy in here. I'm having a hard time breathing.
This room is full of smoke. Why don't we go out for some fresh air?
I think smoking indoors should have been banned already.
1. There is very little breeze. 2. You can say that again. 3. You should call the police. Question 2.
Did you hear about Susan?
Yes. I heard she's going to get married, but I don't know who he is.
Well, he's a man of means, I can tell you that.
1. I met him at her place last night. 2. We all know Susan wouldn't marry just any man. 3. He is the richest person that I've ever known. Question 3. You need to act quickly if you are going to apply for the job.
I'm sure many better qualified people will apply.
You should have more self-confidence.
1. You were probably right. 2. Others have less self-belief. 3. I guess I shouldn't.
Question 4. The book was due back a fortnight ago.
I'm sorry, but I was away on holiday and forgot to renew it.
There is a fine that needs to be paid.
1. How much is this book? 2. This is a very fine book. 3. 14 days amounts to what?
Question 5. The units all need replacing, and we can supply integral appliances.
Would there be a discount if I bought them at the same time?
I am sure we could negotiate a deal.
1. I already applied for the job. 2. You must be a good applicant. 3. What is your offer?
Question 6. There is a height restriction on some rides in the theme park, so your children may not be permitted on certain rides.
Is there any age restriction in place at all?
No. But if you have a medical problem, you may not be able to go on certain rides.
1. The restriction for the height of buildings is too strict. 2. Thank you for your offer. 3. Would you be more specific?
Question 7. Can you tell me where the nearest florist is?
There's an excellent one near the railway station. Why?
It is my wedding anniversary today, and I have only just remembered.
1. Your wife will be very pleased when she receives the flowers. 2. How much are the flowers for the wedding ceremony? 3. I'm sorry, I don't know the florist.
Section 2. Practice 1. Question 1. I think action movies are mostly for men, and romantic movies are for women.
Well, not always. Haven't you heard that more than 50% of the people who enjoyed the movie A True Friend were women?
Question 2.
My baby spilt soda on my white pants last night. Do you think this will wash out?
It will take time, even if you soak it in a strong solution of bleach. Question 3.
It looks like I have some problem with my toilet. The water isn't filling up.
Do you mean you can't flush it right now? Question 4. I am getting off work in about half an hour. Would you like to watch a movie?
I'm tied up with my job right now. Can I take a rain check?
Question 5. It looks like Susan is on cloud 9.
She was just notified that she is the winner of the Employee of the Year.
Question 6.
Do you get a kick out of arguing?
I'm not the one who's arguing. You are. Question 7. Susan, I wonder if you could type this memo for me.
I can do it in no time.
Question 8. This book is really something. I finished it in 3 days.
I know. I stayed awake to finish the book last night.
Question 9.
Could you tell us what you did as you watched the plane coming down onto the highway?
At first, I almost didn't see the plane at all. When I finally heard the plane's engine, I knew something was wrong, and then I hit my brakes. Question 10.
I bought some fruit and vegetables from your store last night. I found some errors in the receipt this morning. I got just 1 green onion, but you charged me for 10 green onions.
Are you saying that we overcharged you? Practice 2. Question 1. The lease on my apartment runs out next month. Hopefully, I can renew it.
You are sure you like this location then?
Question 2. I like working here. It's much more relaxed than my old job.
Yes, there are a few do's and don'ts here. I enjoy it too.
Question 3.
That vase is quite rare. You should have it insured.
I had it valued last year, but I can't afford the extra premiums. Question 4. I hear you are moving near to your mother.
Yes, she's quite elderly now and her health is up and down.
Question 5.
Your brother met my flatmate last week at a bar in town.
What a coincidence. He said they got on like a house on fire. Question 6.
I need to make an appointment for my cat tomorrow at the vet.
You'll be lucky. He is always overbooked. It'll be next week, I should think. Question 7. The factory is cutting production as the demand for cars has fallen.
I understand some of the workers are being laid off for 2 months.
Question 8. That hotel is always fully booked in the summer. If you want to stay, book well in advance.
A lot of people are repeat customers who go there every year.
Question 9.
I guess now you're catching on.
No. I'm still in the dark about what you're saying. Question 10. I blush to think of what I said.
I would have said it like that myself.
Section 3. Questions 21 to 22.
Dr. Smith, what is habitat destruction?
Habitat destruction is the process that makes the natural habitat unable to support the species that were originally there. It can happen to plants and animals, on the land and in the water. Its most serious consequence is the reduction of biodiversity. Agriculture is the major cause, but mining in mountains, logging in forests, trawling in seas, and urban sprawl all contribute to habitat reduction. Questions 23 to 24. We are studying climate change and global warming. And to introduce this topic, Mary is going to give a presentation on the greenhouse effect.
Global warming refers to an increase in the Earth's temperature resulting in changes in climate. Changes in rainfall patterns, sea level, plants, wildlife, and humans will result. The greenhouse effect results from the sun heating the Earth by sending solar rays. When the Earth warms up, it radiates its own rays, infrared rays. Some of these are absorbed by the greenhouse gases. Since the Industrial Revolution, human activities such as deforestation and increased use of power stations and motor vehicles have resulted in an increase in natural greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide, leading to an increase in the average temperature of the Earth.
Questions 25 to 26. I'd like one of these. It says it is a completely sustainable, portable power solution for technology that travels. The Power Gorilla is a portable charger that will give an extra 2 to 5 hours of power, depending on your laptop specification, and over 20 hours of extra power for various other electronic devices.
You need to also get a Solar Gorilla. It is a portable solar charger designed to recharge the Power Gorilla directly from the power of the sun. It has 2 photovoltaic solar panels which generate electric current when they are exposed to light. Used together, you'll have a completely sustainable system which is robust and that means you can travel anywhere and maintain contact.
Questions 27 to 28. The First World War, with its almost overwhelming anxieties, sacrifices, and disasters, came as a terrific shock to a society that had felt itself permanently freed from the barbarity of wholesale destruction of life and devastation of property. The hope and faith that this war was a war to end all wars and would save the world for democracy furnished the necessary moral justification for 4 years of suffering and sacrifice.
But ironically, the First World War wasn't the last war, was it?
Unfortunately, that's true. The attempt of Hitler to create a new European order, which Germany and not England should dominate, brought about a gradual resurgence of English patriotism and the growth of a sturdy and courageous determination to defend the empire and to put down Nazism. The experience of England during the Second World War was far more catastrophic than that during the First World War, because in this conflict, not only the military forces, but also the civilian population was intimately involved. Questions 29 to 30. Peer pressure occurs when friends cause someone to do something they don't want to do, or that they lack the courage to do. Although most people think peer pressure is a bad thing, it is not necessarily.
What makes you think so? Tell me specifically about the good and bad effects peer pressure has on students.
Okay, listen. Peer pressure has a negative impact when someone is urged to do something wrong, like cigarette smoking or bullying. He might agree to engage in such bad activities after constantly being pushed to do so. Unfortunately, this kind of peer pressure can often lead to drug and alcohol abuse and criminal activities. On the other hand, the term peer pressure can be also used for positive effects that take place when one is induced to do something good. It can involve friends encouraging each other to study harder or compete in athletic or social activities. It can also include the pressure to resist doing what someone is considering, such as stealing or cheating on exams. Practice 2. Questions 21 to 22. Excuse me, Professor. Do you have a couple of minutes?
Hi, Anderson. What can I do for you?
Well, I've been working on my job application, and I'm not quite sure what information I should include.
What needs to be included is a transcript, a resume, and a cover letter. These are the most representative pieces of information.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not sure what else should be in my application.
Well, I would definitely include a list of extracurricular activities, anything that makes you look good, even if it isn't directly related to your major. One of my students drew attention to the experience that he had gained serving as a floor manager in a department store, which showed that he was reliable and capable of leading a team. I think it really helped him and looked good on his resume.
Oh, thanks for the tip. That's very useful. Questions 23 to 24.
I'm interested in the laser printer LJ753 you advertised in today's paper.
Yes, we have a special offer on LJ753.
I see that it's $599, but I'm wondering if you can give me a better deal if I buy 15 units.
Its listed price is $900, and that's already more than 30% off.
I know that. I checked with Electronics Superstore this morning, and they offered the same model for $580 per unit for 15 units.
I think I can beat our competitors. Would you like them for $560 each?
That's very good then. I'll accept that offer.
Questions 25 to 26.
Today, we're going to talk about headaches with Dr. Larry Johnson. First of all, what causes headaches?
Experts aren't in complete agreement, but there are some migraine triggers. Some common migraines are caused by certain foods, such as those containing MSG or alcohol. Also, some odors, such as perfume or paint thinner, trigger them. Add to that list stress and hormone changes. Estrogen and progesterone fluctuations seem to trigger some women's migraines. Another possible problem is too much or too little sleep, or weather changes.
How important is it to use preventative medications then?
Well, in general, there are two broad ways in which we treat headaches. There's the use of acute medication, meaning those taken at the onset of the headache to stop the headache in its tracks. Then there are preventative agents, things taken on an ongoing basis to prevent subsequent headaches. In general, we tend to give preventative medication more frequently than we did in the past. So we'll give preventative medication now for patients who have, on average, one headache a week or more, in an attempt to stop the attacks. Questions 27 to 28.
First of all, Dr. Johnson, what is asthma?
Asthma is a disease of the airway. It's a chronic inflammatory disease of the airway where the airways tighten, squeeze down, and are inflamed with mucus, and patients feel the symptoms of tightness and shortness of breath and wheezing.
That can be a very terrible feeling, shortness of breath. Is springtime a busy time for you?
Well, it is, because of the pollen counts. They're quite high in springtime, and allergy sufferers do indeed suffer.
Can the consumption of specific foods, such as dairy products, make asthma sufferers worse?
Well, yes. If you are allergic to a food, one of the manifestations of the allergy is wheezing and tightness in the chest. There are other symptoms as well. Some people feel that certain foods, particularly dairy products, induce mucus production and therefore seem to aggravate their asthma.
Also, what about stress? Does stress affect asthma symptoms?
Stress is a major factor. I think it's really been an underestimated trigger. In the inner city, in urban settings, people are starting to study that because stress manifests itself in various ways. Questions 29 to 30.
Are you coming to do the repairs tomorrow?
Yes. Can I just check which jobs we are doing?
The wall at the garage needs repairing. We've got the bricks, so you don't need to bring any more.
Okay. I've got the sand, and I can get cement later today. The cement mixer is here, so the only other thing I'll need is water.
That's no problem. The garage has a tap. Also, don't forget that the window needs fixing.
I'll take the measurements and can order the glass. Then I will know what size I need. Section 4, Practice 1, Questions 31 to 32. Married women suffer more hardships and pressure in their workplaces and homes. Society requires much sacrifice from women. People complain that the low birth rate is a big social problem, and children feel neglected because the percentage of two-career couples is increasing. Maybe so. But how many childcare facilities are available? And how well do the government and companies protect a woman's right to have sufficient maternity leave, or to get paid equally to men? In addition, many men still believe that women should work and do all the housework, as well as look after their husbands' families. Society demands married women be superwomen.
Questions 33 to 34. Severe weather around the U.S. is disrupting flights across the nation, causing lengthy delays for passengers trying to make it home in time for Christmas. Yesterday, arrivals and departures were running about 2 hours late because of snow and wind. In Los Angeles alone, thousands of passengers were stranded in Los Angeles International Airport for several days when a winter storm struck the West Coast over the weekend. But weather officials say another storm could be close behind. At Los Angeles International Airport, passengers who experience long flight delays and cancellations can contact information desks in the arrival areas of airport terminals, where they can learn about hotels and ground transportation. The National Weather Service predicts that more disruptions of air travel are expected in the days ahead as another snowstorm moves into the Pacific Northwest.
Questions 35 to 36. A South Carolina man leaped to his death from a freeway overpass this morning and fell through the windshield of a diesel truck. But the driver was not injured. The 25-year-old man, whose identity was not released, jumped onto the southbound lanes of Interstate 5 at Camino de Estrella shortly after 3 a.m., crashing through the windshield on the passenger side of the truck. The driver managed to pull to the side of the freeway safely. The driver was badly shaken, but was uninjured. If the man had landed on the driver's side, it certainly would have caused another collision and perhaps another fatality. An investigation by the Highway Patrol delayed traffic on the freeway for a couple of hours. Authorities are not releasing the name of the man who jumped until they have notified his relatives.
Questions 37 to 38. Hello, Pam. This is Carol. Just a quick call to thank you for collecting my Tom from the cinema yesterday. My hospital appointment was running late and there was no way I could make it to the cinema on time. Tom would have been so worried if there had been no one he knew to collect him. Thanks again. Anytime I can repay the favor, don't hesitate to pop next door and ask. Bye.
Questions 39 to 40. A holiday home in the Lake District is an impossible dream for most. Timeshare ownership allows you to enjoy holidays here at a fraction of the cost, and without the maintenance and security worries of owning a second property. In addition, you can choose to exchange your week here for another, almost anywhere in the world, by taking advantage of the services offered. As you will see on the tour in a moment, there are a number of different types of accommodation available, including apartments in a converted farmhouse, luxurious barn conversions, and charming terraced cottages. Facilities on site include our exclusive 20-meter indoor pool with bubble massage seat, dedicated swimming lane, spa bath, and fully equipped exercise studio. The spa offers a full range of treatments for head-to-toe pampering. Our on-site restaurant has recently been awarded an AA Rosette for the quality of the food and service. You are assured of a warm welcome and friendly service on this award-winning development. Let us proceed.
Question 41. In the old days, reporters knew politicians, including presidents, who slept around, movie stars who were gay, and public figures who used drugs or abused alcohol. They just kept it to themselves. Now, at least in part because the public seems to have an endless hunger for it, reporters sometimes cover these aspects of celebrities' lives more than any other. Some of the interest can be justified on the basis that character affects how people perform their jobs. But what if the information isn't relevant? For example, does the public need to know that a senator is gay? When a famous person dies, does the public have a right to all the details? Should the public know which public figures are unfaithful to their spouses? Are these things we need to know or just things we want to know?
Question 42. A lot of research has been done trying to determine the effects of television viewing on your child. Some research shows that television is harmful, but is it really harmful to your child? You know that your child loves to be entertained. All children enjoy cartoons and movies, But are these things good for them? How can you monitor your child's television viewing? Here are some tips parents can take to help reduce television's negative effect on their children.
Questions 43 to 44. Effective October 1st, all new staff will go through a 6-month probationary period. New employees will not qualify for any medical and dental benefits until the end of the probationary period. However, be informed that you should contact new employees under your supervision and let them file their application for medical and dental benefits with the accounting department, since the coverage does not come automatically. The HR department will contact you by email 3 days in advance to remind you of the date. Thank you for your cooperation.
Questions 45 to 46. In today's economic climate, as other industries collapse, sales of video games are rising. Global sales of game hardware and software are expected to be 35% greater than last year. Are video games recession-proof? Video gaming has a cycle of its own. Every few years, a new crop of consoles is launched, spurring a wave of sales as gamers upgrade. The industry has another layer of recession-proofing in that its biggest spending customers are typically young men with large disposable incomes, and it also offers a relatively cheap form of entertainment that can be consumed at home.
Questions 47 to 48. Think of the Algarve and you think of sunshine breaks and relaxing holidays. On these golden beaches of Portugal, on the coast of calm sea waters, tourists can relax and sample freshly caught seafood. Everywhere you go, you are surrounded by bright colors, crystal clear waters, clear blue skies, the vivid green grass, and the whitewashed walls of the old towns. The seemingly endless coastline includes some of the world's most beautiful beaches, but by venturing just a few miles inland, you can lose yourself in the heritage and explore the national parks. Include a visit to Albufeira, the tourist capital of the Algarve, which boasts golden beaches, luxury holiday resorts, golf courses, and great restaurants.
Questions 49 to 50. It was his background in the Navy as a diver that helped save New Zealander Robert Hewitt's life after he spent 75 hours in the freezing open sea. In February 2006, he was diving for seafood near Manna Island off the Wellington coast when he was suddenly swept away from his boat. He knew it was foolish to swim against the tide, so he let himself float. Soon he began to suffer the effects of hypothermia and dehydration. Nevertheless, he was determined to survive. He got some protein from the raw seafood in his catch bag and sucked at the mist in his oxygen tank.